This is your announcer, Shannon Saint Mainframe, welcoming you to our IPA Livecast. It seems everyone has a George Santos story, and your girl Shannon is no different. That prick sold me fake Metallica tickets last month. I should have known something was up when he told me they came with a Cliff Burton meet and greet. Our IPA Livecast starts now.
Yeah, even Shannon knows Cliff's been gone for a while.
Well, technically, it is a Cliff Burton meet and greet. It's the panel from that bus. It's got a piece of his brain still stuck to it.
Oh,
So you can go and you meet a little skull fragment, a little plasma in there.
Well, Metallica's so rich. What if they found a way to make that little fragment still be cognizant, like some kind of sci-fi allegory?
And it's automatically a better drummer than Lars.
It's true. I'd believe it.
welcome to RIP Livecast. It's a very tasteful edition of the show.
And
We're gonna
R.I.P.
be-
Cliff Burton. We're a little late, but better late than never. And so is he, the late Cliff Burton. You know, that made me think of something. You know that band Beatallica? I've played them on the show before. Great band, but there's one little thing they do that I don't like, which is they pretend that they're really Metallica in the songs and the stage banter. Like the guy, in the band when the guy go like in a band, that's just a cliche thing when a band's playing and they're doing like a solo or something, and he goes like, Joe asshole, everybody. So when the guy does that in Beatallica, he goes Cliff Burton
Oh my god.
and Kirk Hammett on guitar. Like they pretend that they're Metallica. I feel like that's kind of a weird thing.
I'm
do.
surprised they don't have like Metallica Beatles pundit name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
I
James
agree.
McCartney or something like
That'd
that.
be
be
great. That's a great idea.
James
don't-
Lennon, I guess, would work better.
I don't think they're making music anymore, sadly. At least I haven't seen anything come out. I'm not like really on top of the Beatallica news, though, to be fair.
You're not on the Beatallica beat.
No, I'm not. I don't subscribe to the Beatallica fanzine either.
To be fair, I don't think I've actually. Actually, you know what? I feel like they may have risen from the dead recently.
The last thing I heard that they did was Abbey Load.
This is a great porn star name.
But I may have missed something.
It's so useful.
So
Abbey
in
Load.
2021, they released Devolver.
Okay, I get Revolver is the Beatles thing. What's the D? What's the transition to Metallica there?
I don't know that there is one necessarily.
No, yeah.
Is it still like what are the song titles? Or is that the name of the song?
Well, the last that Abbey Load or one of those albums in there somewhere, they started just doing straight Beatles covers with Metallica, like with Metallica style, I guess.
Okay.
So they
So I guess,
changed their
yeah.
whole thing.
So the track titles are Devolver, Play Me Overdrive Guitar, Never Born, Wherever and Everywhere, Hesh
Good album.
Today, Here Comes Revenge, which I think is just
That's just a Metallica song.
Here Comes the Sun.
Number
Oh,
9,
that's probably what it is.
BCHC,
Yeah.
and then the damning of Eleanor Hippie.
I get it.
Eleanor Rigby.
I get it.
All right.
So
Are
there
they
you go.
calling
They're
into the
still-
show next week
This is a live
to
read.
promote?
Might be time to hang it up.
Oh,
You've hit your peak.
well, they're definitely not calling in now.
They're not watching this. It's
No.
okay. They're too busy.
They don't know.
coming
They
up-
don't know how to use a computer and or mobile phone.
They're too busy coming up with all those clever song titles.
Yeah.
You just-
Oh, this is them?
yeah.
This
they're
is
a
what
little
they
bit
look like.
on the old.
Yeah,
side.
I didn't imagine this is what they look like.
Well, they were older dudes, like even when they started doing this, which was like 15 years ago. They were like probably 40 already.
Is that Brian Posehn?
It does look like him. Maybe he's in it. What do I know? It's a
It's
funny
Brian
band.
Posehn and 3 Geddy Lees.
No,
for
the
some
guy
reason.
with the beer looks like Les Claypool, who's let himself go.
Oh yeah.
That's Brian Posehn.
But is it? Two of them look like Brian Posehn. This guy
Which
on the
one,
right,
Darren? Which one did you think looked like Brian? I don't see Brian Posehn at
the
all.
leader, the guy in the middle, and the guy on the far right. The second from the left and the fourth from the left both look like Brian Posehn.
Yeah, I could see it.
Quick Man Cometh agrees with me that it's a Claypool.
All right,
I see that too. I'm not denying that. I just see both.
Fat Claypool also looks to me like Demolition Smash. Also the Repo Man.
I see that.
Crusher Khrushchev.
Barry Darsow. The guy on the right is the singer, though. That I don't want to be clear. I'm not talking trash on Metallica. I very much enjoy their oeuvre, but I think they're done with like the gimmick ran its course. So like I like just their discography, like going back and listening to it. I didn't like whatever that last one was. I remember turning it on one listen and I didn't go back to it.
Right. They've squeezed that lemon dry.
That thing kills me with the Cliff Burton. Like Cliff Burton, everybody. Like no, we know that he died. Why are you Cliff Burton?
So is that guy like for some songs he's Cliff Burton, for some songs he's Jason Newsted, and they shout out different people depending on what era song it is?
Let me share my Beatallica knowledge with you. I get the sense that they're very much anti-new Metallica and that they're trying to revive old Metallica. Like all their lyrics sound like the 18-year-old James Hetfield wrote them. Okay. And it's like about.
Wait, so they have their own original lyrics?
Yeah, they take the Beatles song, play it in the Metallica style, and they change the lyrics a few lines here and there to make it sound like the Metallica. What's the word I'm looking for? Like the aesthetic of Metallica. Okay. So he's singing about like Marshall amps and getting drunk, but it's always 1982 Metallica. That's what I'm saying. So that's why all the references are like to Cliff Burton and stuff.
Interesting. All right.
They're like 12-year-olds that never grew up. Is what it sounds like.
They definitely don't look like that.
Well, never grew up here.
Yeah. Rob, what show is this that we're on? I don't think we've introduced ourselves yet.
They know.
The show that we are on, Shannon introduced us.
That's true.
We are on RIP Livecast, and as Sid gave away, spoiler, my name is Rob, and Sid's name is Sid, and Darren's name is Darren. And welcome to the show, folks. Thanks for hanging out with us. We're on Saturdays at noonish. Gunface is in the Twitch.
Wow.
Hello, Gunface.
Hey, what's up?
And thanks for hanging out.
You didn't even introduce. You gotta say he deserves an introduction.
Yeah, it's a celebrity guest.
I said Gunface is here.
But who is Gunface?
Gunface of the Great, the Red Chord, and his solo project Night at Throne, and Unraveler, and Sexless Marriage, and
one of my favorite band names of all time, Sexless Marriage.
He's in a band with Jacob Bannon called Umbre Verite, maybe is the way you pronounce it. I don't know, but it's
I
don't
think that's the way to pronounce it, but close enough. Maybe he wants to. Can he get in on the stream and tell us himself? Does he want to?
I don't
want to be fourth mic today?
He's always welcome.
And then Pizza Destroyer could hop in, have a whole reunion.
Oh my God, Pizza Destroyer must by now look like one of the guys in Beatallica. He's the third Brian Posehn. That's how long he's like. He called in when he was like 14. He's probably like 56 now.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh, imagine he's like a lawyer or something now, and he's like all well adjusted.
That's how I feel whenever I see Alan, our friend Alan, on Facebook. He's like, he was this fucking death metal guy, like, drunk all the time.
Long hair.
And now he's just a lawyer. He's just like a fucking, like, when you see him with a suit on Facebook all the time.
Is he like an ambulance chaser? What kind of law does he
practice?
Don't
honestly know.
No, he does like, he like works for the little man, I feel. Like he sues the
He was a pretty little man himself.
Oh, well, there you go. I want to take a moment.
Was pretty and little, or he was pretty little?
He was pretty. I'd say he was pretty.
Yeah, good looking guy. Classic Russian, handsome, rugged, good looks.
I also want to give a special shout out to Wolfman Jack, born on this day.
Random. Fuck.
What? We can't say hello And thank you to radio legends that came before us.
He opened the door for us as a New York Jewish radio guy.
He looks like he could be Rob's grandpa.
If you don't know who Wolfman Jack is, he's like Mike Francesa, but for music.
So you're just like browsing random like generic Twitter while
it just came up in my feed.
Why are you checking your feed? You're doing a professional.
What if there's breaking news? This is a live broadcast. What if, I don't know, Ron McGovney suddenly is hospitalized?
Oh my God. Don't scare me like that, Rob.
We need to know. This is how we will find out.
Because I have Ron McGovney in the death pool. A lot of money for me.
He's next in your death pool?
Yes.
In your former Metallica member death pool.
Hey, I cashed in hard with Wolfman Jack, buddy. Don't mess with the death pool.
Wow.
So lots of stuff happening in the world. Mm-hmm. Did you guys see that Ron Jeremy got out of his rape charge? Well, I don't know if he got out of him, but he's deemed not competent enough to stand trial. He is accused.
See, I find that to be true. Very plausible, at the very least, that he's not competent to stand trial. May not be an excuse, is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
Yeah. But I want to show this photo of what he looked like in court. I believe when you see the photo, you're like, oh, actually,
yeah. I can't believe Ron Jeremy doesn't look good. This is crazy.
Oh no,
that's
not Christopher Lee.
Explain what he looks like to our audio listeners.
It looks like an oval of white hair with a mask in the middle. It just doesn't. He looks like
he looks like an evil Santa Claus, like the old Santa Claus from WWE.
He looks like medieval Jewish paintings of Moshiach, of Yeshua.
Yeah, he does look like the Lubavitcher Rebbe
at the end of his life.
He really does.
Wow. I saw another picture of him like in one of his trials recently, and I thought that's what you were going to show. So I was prepared. I was like, oh, yeah, he does kind of look like shit, but he's Ron Jeremy. He always looked like shit. This is like the next evolution of Ron Jeremy.
But let's also keep in mind that like it's to his legal benefit to look this way.
Yes, that's true.
This could just all be like sort of an act. Like he's probably had gray hair for like the last 30 years and he just dyed it. Yeah, and his lawyer's like, stop dyeing the hair, lose a few pounds, and they'll take pity on you. Like,
yeah,
maybe. You got to look crazy, and then you get away with it because you say you're too crazy to stand trial.
So what we saw before was Ron Jeremy post grooming. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So here's what he looked like preview. This is the one I remember. Hold on. Wait, this isn't it. Hold on. Here we go.
I'm holding.
Wait just a damn. Wait
a minute. Ron Jeremy is 69 years old. Is that really true?
He has to die now. This is like he has to die on 6. Imagine the guy who had to write that copy. Ron Jeremy, age 69.
I have to confirm that that's true, and that wasn't just a joke that the copywriter tossed in.
I mean, he looks every day of it in a decade more. So.
Yeah, seriously, he looks rough for 69. Which isn't that why he's up on charges for some rough 69ing?
Oh,
he's accused of assaulting 21 people.
I feel like 69 though. With that particular thing requires a lot of cooperation.
The youngest victim being a 15-year-old girl.
Oh,
yeah, gross. This is like literal assault, like actual, as opposed to like he groped somebody, right? Not that that's okay, but this is like a step worse, I would say, right?
Yeah. This is far worse. Yeah, like there was actual like physical attacks, some sexual, and so he apparently has dementia now. But so it doesn't say, it's not like he'll be able to roam free. He'll probably just be either committed to like a home or.
But he'll just grope the nurses. Like it's not going to stop him.
So basically, though, he got out
just
of
at home.
These charges and got to live in a state psychiatric place, right? Or,
as opposed to jail
or hospice care or something.
Yes, exactly.
Now I have to be the one to ask this. What do you think his hog looks like now?
the
You think
same,
it's
just a
the
little
same?
more withered. Yeah. What do you mean? Like you think it got
Well, the rest of
smaller?
them aged horribly. Like what what
I
happens
mean,
to
it's
your peener?
maybe a little, more, maybe more liver spots on it, but I don't think it's. I don't know. I've never watched geriatric porn, so I don't have
Liar.
experience seeing
Lemon Party.
Yeah.
Can we
aged
zoom in on
penis.
that?
Oh no. Dusty Rhodes Muffler with a very good question. Are they going to take Ron Jeremy out of the AVN Hall of Fame now?
I mean, it's a valid question. I think
It's a
probably.
valid question.
First of all, wait, is he in the AV? Is there an
he has
AVN
to
Hall
be.
of Fame? Is there one? I don't know.
Of course.
Of course.
Are they going to take him out of the WWE Hall of Fame, though? That's the real question.
Is he in that? He probably is.
No.
He's probably been on an episode somewhere.
I'm sure
They,
he was
they
great.
put
I don't think
anybody
he
in
was.
who's been in the audience once and had a TV show for 5
He's
seconds.
been on wrestling shows, but he's never been on a WWE.
What wrestling shows was he on?
Indie
Oh,
shows.
like indie show, yeah, like like the porn one, XPW.
Oh, okay.
Well, WWE puts in like fucking Carl Gotch and all that, so why can't they put in Ron Jeremy for being in
Wait,
the
what?
GCW? You know, they induct people that never set foot in WWE just out of being wrestling history guys. You know,
He was ranked the #1 porn star of all time by AVN, according to his what's it called Wikipedia. His ancestry is a middle-class Jewish family from Russia and Poland.
would have never guessed by his looks that he was Jewish.
What's his actual
knew?
name?
It is
Ronald Jeremy Hyatt.
Right, I remember now that you said it. I mean, yeah, you know, that's pretty accurate for a porn name.
Is he related to Missy?
I don't believe so.
I got to tell you, Ron Jeremy being Jewish was traumatic to me as a child because not in and of itself, but the fact that I would watch a porn, he would turn up in it, and then it would just take me back to like an uncle. You know what I mean? He's so Jewish.
Yeah, I'm the same with you. And
I couldn't watch him.
I mean, I was watching it differently, but yes, no, Ron Jeremy was never a scene that I whacked off to.
But I think, Rob, there is some kinship to the way we absorbed porn because I think, especially Ron Jeremy porn, because I would be grossed out that they focus on the man so much. And you would be grossed out because you wanted them to focus on the man and he was the man.
Yeah.
Yeah, not that man.
So we had sort of the same experience.
And you know, everybody talks about how like representation in media matters. But when I was a kid and that was the Jewish representation in porn, it's like, I'd rather not. No, I'd rather no Jews. It's okay. I don't need to see myself to that degree.
I'd rather the guy just be a stunt dick. Like I don't need the thing is Ron Jeremy was such an egotist, and like he would be so immersed in the making of the porn that he would insist on those vanity shots of himself.
Mm-hmm.
And that was what, but you know,
right,
a lot
he
of
was the producer on the shoots anyway.
Right. So you'd always see him like orgasmically, like they just as the guy's nutting, they cut right to his face that nobody wants to fucking see.
I want to show something that might not be safe for work.
Oh no.
But it's not new. Like I've censored the nudity.
How have you censored the nudity?
He put it on the screen in a certain way.
Well, yeah. I've zoomed on it so that you don't see nudity.
Oh
but
God.
so you know, if you are watching in a public place, I want to say maybe scan ahead a few seconds. But what is going on with his belly? It's like he has a baby penis where his belly button is.
It's like reaching out to kiss that woman's forehead.
Oh. Is that his navel?
Yes.
So it's like,
but like I looked at like older photos. This is a recent development, or I don't know. I mean, like this is
a pretty normal.
This photo itself is probably like a decade old at this point.
Oh,
but
please take
yeah.
Well, so
what was that?
This is what you're showing gun faces in our audience. For fuck's sake.
Rob, yes. I do want to ask you one favor. At some point over the next hour, just randomly put that back on screen when we're not expecting it, just to fuck with us. Could you promise me?
Yeah,
I swear.
When our interview,
when
our interview with Jeremy Irons is going on, please put that on.
Why is it always got to be a Jeremy, from Ron Jeremy to Jeremy Irons?
I think I had Jeremy stuck in my head. We have Ron Jeremy. Oh, that's the interview. Sorry, Ron Jeremy, not Jeremy Irons.
He'll still be more coherent than Seth Putnam was that time.
Oh my Lord! I bet you Seth Putnam has that same navel.
Oh, right now?
Yes. Yes. No,
It's just from like maggots trying to bust out of his chest cavity.
I want to go through the top 10 of the AVN porn stars.
The top 10 Ron Jeremy navel shots. You have a folder?
So here we go. The top porn stars. I guess this isn't really that many votes going on here, but Ron Jeremy number 1.
Okay. Makes sense.
Jenna Jameson number 2. Okay.
Makes sense. Yeah.
John Holmes.
He should be 1.
Really? Like I've never heard of him.
Wasn't he the guy? Yeah, this is the guy that Movie Nights was about.
Yeah.
Oh, it was? Okay.
He's 70s, very famous. He was like one of the first like male porn stars.
That first ones that reached a mainstream audience.
Yeah.
Okay. Tracy Lords. I'm surprised that she's even allowed to be ranked.
I mean, she did release one movie when she was of age. I actually watched Vice has a documentary series right now called Sex Before the Internet, and the last episode was what was that, Rob?
Oh, you're just kind of your connection is a little jumpy.
It was called documentary series called Sex Before the Internet, and the last episode was all about the Tracy Lords scandal. So she did put one film out after she turned 18. And coincidentally enough, that's the one that she produced herself. So there's all these rumors that she's the one who outed herself to the feds as being underage, because that meant every other movie she was in was destroyed, and the only one that could be sold was the one she owned. But then it's like, would a 17-year-old be that brilliant to come up with that plan? But maybe. She's never.
Well, it could be whoever. It could be whoever financed the movie and knew that. Like, it's not her. It's just the Jewish guy behind her.
Oh my God!
That's actually the name of the movie. It was
Ron Jeremy. Yeah, there we go.
So who else we got after Tracy?
You got Linda Lovelace. Have you guys heard of this?
Sure. Yeah, Deep Throat.
Yep. Oh, okay.
Linda Lovelace, Rob, to give you context, was like the go-to Johnny Carson porn reference.
Oh,
Linda
the Jenna
Lovelace.
Jameson of her time.
Yes, exactly.
Marilyn Chambers.
Behind the Green Door.
Ginger Lynn, of course.
Famous ex-girlfriend of Charlie Sheen.
Vanessa Del Rio.
Legendary.
Fancy.
Nina Hartley.
She was in Boogie Nights.
Big fan.
Rocco Siffredi. Don't recognize him.
Stop it, Rob. Who are you kidding?
I don't.
This is the guy who like steps on women's faces.
I would admit it.
Their face in the toilet and flushes. He does all sorts of shit in his movies.
I mean, by that point, I was way removed from straight porn to even know about that. So
no, this was like in the 90s.
Yeah, early 90s.
Oh,
he's from the early 90s.
Well, early 90s, I wouldn't have been watching porn. I started watching porn in the late 90s. So
jeez, he was also working in the late. He's still working now. He's prolific. He's like Tom Brady.
I've
by the things
Italian Randy West.
Rob,
the thing is, he's my type. Like, he would have been my type back in that era. Like, this photo's like, I'm into it, but never heard of him.
The things you've told me about you watching straight porn, look, this is like the time when you would have been watching straight porn, I think. I'm shocked that you don't know who he is.
No, I don't know.
It's Janine.
Not Janine, of course.
Blink-182.
Oh, wow.
Oh, here's another Jewish guy.
Oh, no, yeah. Why is he
Oh, my God.
I remember this guy, Jamie Gillis, had like a Chuck Berry thing. He had like some video circulating of him, which I've never seen, thank goodness, of him like he took a dump on some, like, and it wasn't a porn star. Like, he just had a girl and he had sex with her, and there's like a bunch of scat play in it. And I remember people talking about it. It kind of was a meme before the internet, like it was like Two Girls, One Cup. But back then, when you could only see it on a VHS tape, so I've never seen this. But he has the toilet on his head, so you can kind of all fits together.
I thought Sean was the human urinal.
Sika, I only know the pro wrestler Sika, not familiar with the porn star.
That was a human urinal.
Shawn Michaels, you only know the pro wrestling Shawn Michaels?
I actually do know both Shawn Michaels.
There you go. Here's our pal.
Oh, Peter
How
North.
is Peter North so fucking low on the 15?
Yeah,
Come on.
Friend of the show
Yeah.
who recorded a cameo for us.
Oh,
No! Oh, you got some of the girl's face in it this time. Good for you.
That's the new Rick rolling. It's Ron rolling. And
Well,
we're
that's a
going to
good
do it
little-
every episode for the rest of the run of the show. Rob, bookmark that image, please.
That was like a 15% palate cleanser because I got to focus on the woman's eyes who's blowing him. Imagine you're just blowing a guy and then there's this fucking
That's a drop.
like there's just this gigantic like Quato thing like right at your
God.
forehead.
It's almost like it's a hand holding you down, holding your head down. So like if she tries to get up, the belly button pushes her back down.
Imagine Sid.
Could this be a hernia? No, right? That's not what a hernia is.
Imagine that thing's like a proto hand that if he lived to like 140, it would just be a full arm that could assist in blowjob, like throat fucking.
That's the porn movie he wanted to produce, but he got locked up before he could.
Yeah, he was
ready.
when he
It was the masterwork of his career.
When he was in 40, he was 45. He was in a lab with a white coat, like mixing beakers and shit. Like I want to grow this fucking third hand, and he got it right, but he was 90 before it started taking shape.
So it actually is a hernia. Look, there's like I searched belly button hernia.
This is getting worse and worse.
That's also a good band name, Belly Button Hernia.
Oh, real.
Sorry, let me go back.
Yeah, please, Rob. You're like moving it around. Like I feel like you're gonna accidentally show his cock one of these
Yeah,
times.
you're
You
getting
be careful,
closer to
Rob.
his cock with each time you zoom in there.
All right, Gina Fine. I
Okay,
remember
she's
her.
Late 80s, early 90s, voluptuous sort of Rue McClanahan vibe.
What?
The sassy, sexy older woman with like a little bit of a deeper voice.
I was gonna say, what does she look 70 to you?
Sharon Mitchell, I never liked. She looks like
No,
Phyllis
yeah.
Diller to me.
I'm not a fan of Sharon Mitchell. And she also sometimes you could say, like, I know there are fans of Sarah J. Who I'm not really that much of a fan of, but they're like, well, she's not like a classical beauty, but her energy wasn't even good. Sharon
I don't
Mitchell.
think I ever saw any Sharon Mitchell scenes. I've just seen like pictures, and I was always like, really?
Yeah.
That was a porn star.
You know what I remember her from? Backside to the Future, which was one of those trying to be elaborate porns. They actually got a DeLorean.
Oh, well, yeah. I imagine those were prevalent in the porn industry back then. Everybody probably had one.
And it was Erica Boya. And she goes
I don't know who that is.
She's another porn star. I don't know, but she goes in she was mentioned in a House of Pain song once. That's
wow. Okay.
She goes back in the DeLorean and she like meets her old self, has sex with her old self. She has sex with both of her parents, and then while she's there, her self from that time her Marty McFly young self comes back, goes to the future and has sex with her current husband. But anyway, Sharon Mitchell was her mother that she has sex with.
That sounds about right. Okay, Christy Canyon, yes, she should be higher also. That's a legend.
Yeah.
Savannah, rest in peace.
All right, Savannah. I haven't thought of her in years.
I don't know who John Leslie is.
I can't even think of a specific movie, but I remember
Tom Byron, aka X-Pac.
I always thought James Hetfield.
Yeah, well, he looks like all these people, but I think he really looks like Kirk Hammett a little bit too.
I could see that too.
Not in that picture.
Asia Carrera, legend.
Before the breast augmentation, I will say. She lost me once she did that. Once you have like such a back catalog of films without implants, you can't like all of a sudden decide to. It's just weird at that point. Like you're established for having this one body. Like you can't just change your body. Like why?
I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. I think you just have a specific problem. I'm not judging you for this, but this is what it is. You have, well, not just a preference, but your preference is authenticity. So when you've seen that she's altered her body, you're turned off because it's not the same. Right?
And it's just weird to me. Like you're already a porn star. Like what are the implants doing for you at that point?
Well, there's a lot of people who haven't ever seen her work, and maybe their first encounter is with gigantic bolt-ons. And that's what they like. So it's marketable. I like it. I like fake breasts. but not like they're like not all like some of them are bad jobs and all that.
Yeah.
But like I like it when it's done well though.
Chloe Nicole, I have
Yeah,
no
Chloe
idea who that
Nicole.
is.
Never heard of her.
Ashlyn
Ashley
Gear was
G.
she was in the Gina Fine era.
She's great, Ashley
Yeah.
Gear.
Sort of a Rebecca De Mornay vibe.
Bad
We could
power.
probably
Oh
stop
my
at
God.
25.
Yeah,
but
I
this is gonna
think,
keep
yeah.
going.
Oh, Annie Sprinkle. I remember her.
Yeah.
Annie Sprinkle, I think, was in the first porn I ever saw.
I think all I know her from is one of the oh no, Rob! It's a new Jeremy picture.
That's him in the dementia house right now.
Oh,
They somehow found it. They gave him a Nerf sledgehammer and just destroyed his whole bedroom.
It's almost like it looks like a volume knob. Like maybe that's how his dick gets hard. You like tweak it and the dick gets bigger and bigger. He like
now there's a picture of Chris from Family Guy with that pimple on
it
that
does look
talks.
exactly the same.
The talking pimple.
Oh my God.
This is very, very upsetting, Rob. I'm gonna have to ask you to stop. Please. It definitely looks like it has lips and can formulate speech.
It
you
feels
think he
like
ever
you
tried
could
to fuck
fuck it. Yeah, I was just gonna. It feels like you could at least like titty fuck it. You know, like get it in between there.
Do you
That-
think, like, at whatever like mental hospital he's staying at, do you think one of the nurses has to like clean that?
that thing or is
Yeah,
Oh,
that thing.
my God.
Like
Oh,
somebody's
sure.
job is to wash that.
I mean, if you work in hospice care, I'm sure you've seen that and a
Yeah.
lot worse. It's just funnier that this guy once did porn. But to be fair, he didn't look all that great when he was doing
Yeah.
porn anyway.
God damn.
It's just a reminder of our mortality. That this man could once be so young, vital, and vibrant.
R.I.P. this week stands for Ron in prison.
Oh, where he belongs. I mean, he's a
Yes.
rapist.
Yeah.
He's a proven rapist.
R.I.P. stands for rape is proven.
And
You
he
get a double
is
dose this week.
very nice. Double dose of rape.
That's a drop.
At least I put a question mark on the end of it.
You saved yourself. What is this? I have a very like throwback vibe on this
Yeah.
episode. This feels like early 20 teens live
Yeah.
cast.
And rape.
There we go.
Did that Vice show, Sex Before the Internet, just start? Because I watched an episode on 900 Lines. Was
Yeah,
the first
that
episode?
the Tracy Lords was the second episode.
Did
I
you
see,
ever
yeah.
call the 900 lines, either of you?
No,
Never
the only
for
one
porn.
I only called the WWE hotline once.
Same.
And then it was at my grandmother's house. Then
Uh-oh.
the thing happened, obviously, where she got the bill and she was like, what the fuck is it? I remember I was there for like a Thanksgiving. It was like a family Thanksgiving, and they were like, call for Survivor Series results. And I was like, okay, sure. Then they got the bill and it was like $200 or whatever. So my mom just called and got it canceled.
That was
What-
the trick. I had an Orthodox Jewish friend as a child, and anytime he like made a long distance call or like a 900 number call that his parents didn't know about, immediately after the call he would dial 0 for the operator and be like, yeah, I just made this call and the connection was really bad and I couldn't hear anything, so
Wow.
can I please be credited? And it worked every fucking time.
Damn,
This
Oh,
kid was
wow.
such a good scammer.
that's great.
I'm
when
surprised they wouldn't keep tabs on that to be like, hey, you tried this like 4 times.
Well, he
there's
didn't
nothing
do it
wrong.
multiple times in a day. He'd space it out a little bit, but
When I was a kid, they also had 976 numbers, which
Mhm.
was like free. It was like the same thing as a 900 number was free, and you would call. But what these 900 operators would do they would get a 976 number, and they would like for the porn. This is how I would listen to the porn, and I must have been like between 7 and 10 years old. But I just thought this was so like titillating to me. I wouldn't care about it now, but they would just have a woman tell an erotic story, and it would last like 45 seconds to a minute, and then get to the climax, and then call 1-900 blah blah blah. So it was like bait and switch, but I didn't care. I was just hearing a woman talk sexy talk, so I didn't give a shit. So I would call those 976 numbers every day. And it didn't cost anything, so it never showed up.
Yeah, exactly. In the doc, they said that was the scam. Like they would start once people caught on to the 900 numbers, they would start doing 800 numbers,
Right.
and basically
Take
then
credit
you'd
cards.
be like, "Hey, to keep talking, press 2," and then by pressing 2, you're then transferred to the 900 number.
Oh,
line.
really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then they start charging you, and that's how they.
That's
they did
fucked
this.
up.
Yeah.
Because you never are really opted in. They have to tell you by pressing 2, you're going to be charged, blah, 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 right? That's the law now, I would say.
I think they did eventually get in trouble for it, but they got away with it for a few years.
That's terrible.
Yeah, and as with any form of sex work, the ladies actually doing the work were barely paid, according to the documentary. That it was just like a few executives. It was mainly like one guy that was like the 900 number king that made away with most of the money.
Well, as I've said on this show before, I worked for a 900 number, but it wasn't porn. It was being a psychic.
I don't remember this.
That's right.
Rob, you remember, right?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you mentioned this on the show before.
I was walking
but you can go
around
into
one
it.
day, briefly. I was walking around in McDonald Avenue, like somewhere.
How long ago was this?
I was 20.
Okay.
So almost 30 years ago. And so it was like the
Early 90s,
mid
right?
1994-ish. I don't know.
Okay.
And I saw a flyer and it was like, make money. I was like, I like money. So I took this flyer and I was taking the flyer off of some lamppost, and a woman comes out of her house. She looked like Douglas Levison. Like, seriously. And she goes, "Oh, that's my flyer. You want me to just give you the information?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I went inside her house, and it was like for a 900
Jesus.
number. It was the 90s. It was different. I wouldn't go in someone's house now. It was safe.
That could have been anybody. Maybe she didn't put the
Yeah.
flyer up, but she was just looking to get you. That's wow.
Literally went inside her house, sat at her kitchen table, and we went over these particulars. She's like, "Do you think you can do this?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And it was just talking to people and pretending to be a psychic. And she gave me a little training, like an orientation sheet, things to say when you get stuck, and all this. It was completely scam. Like, it was the biggest scam, and it was just insane money for anybody, let alone a 20-year-old.
Do you
And I
remember
couldn't
what
do
the
it.
rates were?
Oh God, no! I can't. The rates for the person calling, I don't remember. I remember.
No, but like what you would make. Like,
I got probably like I did it for 2 weeks, like very sporadically, and I got like $750 or something in $1994. And I didn't put in hardly any time because I gave up, because my soul was destroyed by doing this. Like, people were calling and going like, "Oh man, my farm is going under," and like, I need your help. I need financial help and stuff like that. Or, people on the brink of suicide and stuff. And why are you throwing your money away on that? I wanted to just break character and just tell them, and you can't do that. Well, you can if it's your last call, because you'll never be taking a call.
Are they listening to you? Is someone like moderate?
I mean, they said they weren't, but who the fuck knows? There's no regulation of this shit. But as you said, they could just switch you to a 900 number from an 800 number. So I'm sure it was possible to listen. I don't know if they were, but I'm sure someone would finally find out if you did that with every call. Like, don't call this fucking line, and taking their money. Which would have been.
Why are Darren's calls all so short?
They weren't, by the way. You had to engage. Like, I'm such a good talker. Like, I feel like I kept these people on, and like they would be like an hour sometimes.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Wow.
And you just did this from home?
Yeah. You call into some kind of system, enter your ID, and then you're in the system for the people to receive calls from people. I'm assuming it works exactly the same as phone sex works. But
Colin is in the chat. Hey, Colin.
Hi, Colin.
He's saying that your story is giving him Miss Cleo vibes.
Yeah, it was before Miss Cleo, but it was exactly that. It was like, that's exactly what I was doing.
Imagine if like you quit and they replaced you with Miss Cleo, and she became like, you could have been Miss Cleo if only you stuck with it.
You know what? I wouldn't want to be Miss Cleo. I'm glad I
Mr.
didn't.
Cleo.
I'd rather not be a multimillionaire like Miss Cleo on the backs of poor suffering people.
Well, she ended up having like legal repercussions, right? Like I think she got in some kind of trouble eventually. Maybe.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, there's a documentary about it on HBO.
Is there anything that there isn't a documentary about
at this point?
Fuck's sake.
Were there any like memorable calls that weren't just super depressing, like the ones with that it wasn't just
the ones that weren't depressing were very boring. Like there was just nothing. Like it would be like, you know, some like 20-year-old college sophomores like goofing around. Like 3 girls would call in and be like, you know, tell me my future. Am I gonna get married to, you know, cute guy or whatever?
Should be like, yes, his name is Darren. No. Find him at.
Oh my God!
You just funnel all the young impressionable women to your apartment.
You want me to be next to Ron Jeremy with a fucking white beard in the dementia hospital, pretending to be crazy?
It's a living.
I was doing all right then. I don't.
Yeah, he had like 67 years of fun before he had to.
It's true. I haven't had nearly the fun that Ron Jeremy had.
To hang up the belly button.
That's my fault, by the way, audience. I brought that up.
You guys mentioned it. I felt like we needed some context.
I'll take the L for this. Oh, you backed off of the woman's face this time, too.
Rob, you know how every so often you ask me and Darren if there's any new images to add to the Livecast banner? I think we have your answer.
But just zoomed in on
just the belly button.
That belly pimple that he has. Just zoom in on that and put it.
Wow.
I'm all for that. I'm just going to have to never look at the banner again, but it's fine.
It's important to document.
Document the atrocity.
Yeah.
So let's talk about George Santos. Shannon mentioned him at the top of the show. A New York congressman.
Great guy. Love his work. Fantastic.
So a bunch of stuff came out this week. Like lies just keep pouring out. You know, every week there's new absurd lies. And if you're not familiar, a few weeks ago it came out that he lied about being Jewish. And he said he wasn't Jewish. He was Jew-ish.
That's usually, by the way, the reverse of what people do. They usually pretend they're not Jewish when they are.
Not this guy. Said his mom was in one of the towers in 9/11 where like people looked up like immigration records or something and that couldn't be possible. And then the new lies this week, well, not lies, but the new fucked up stuff is basically there was a veteran whose service dog needed surgery and George Santos set up a fundraiser for the dog. And then when the $3,000 was raised, he never gave the money to the veteran to pay for his dog surgery. He just stole the money.
No, to be fair, he didn't steal the money. He gave it to Ron Jeremy to get that belly button fixed. And Ron is the one who misappropriated. He never fixed it.
God.
That's the problem.
Oh, my God.
He looks like he's looking into the camera and going like, you like this thing, don't you? Yeah. Look a little
he's
harder.
Like... With his face, he's doing an impression of his belt. Stop scrolling down, Rob. What are you doing?
It actually looks a little bit like testicles coming out of his distended hernia.
Maybe it pops out when his turkey is done. Maybe this is on Thanksgiving.
Sid, if there's a turkey in there, it was done in like 1992.
Oh, my God. Oh.
Yowza.
Poor Ron. What do you think that thing looks like now? That was 10 years ago. Like I said, it's probably he's writing his memoir with whatever's sticking out of that.
She just squeezes a little pus onto the paper.
Play a little mini golf. Hey, look, ladies, I can text while playing mini golf.
It's a stand for his e-reader.
He's got a Kindle, his dementia cell.
Just constantly rereading that AVN top 25 list.
Yeah.
So, Rob, what were you saying about George Santos?
I got a little distracted, but yeah. So, and I guess the other thing is that it was revealed that Santos is a drag queen, or performed in like he's not actively a drag queen, but what when living in Rio, uh, what's it called? There's now photos. There was initially photos of a woman in drag, and here.
Well, no,
Let
wouldn't
me
it be a
share
man in
the
drag?
photo. I'm sorry, a man in drag. Thank you. I'm doing. So this is one of the photos that surfaced.
He looks better as a woman, I would say.
Yeah. And yeah, like if you look at the photos,
Yeah,
it's very, very easy to see what's going on here, you know. And
now, did he ever? Was he one of those politicians that was like anti-gay in his policies?
well, no, because he said he himself was gay,
right?
so-
But is he one of those that like makes policy like a self-hating gay?
Did he even ever have policy?
no,
I think he
don't
basically just wherever he was, he said what he thought
positions.
that group wanted to hear. I don't know.
Right, but also I just feel like the conservative position at the moment seems to be very anti. Well, initially anti-trans, and now it's expanded to anti-drag show.
Yes.
So I think
Which they don't see the difference between them.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I think they do. Yeah, it's ultimately, I think it's just pushing as far as they can until they just, you know,
But also,
make being
like
gay
he
illegal.
was running for office in like parts of Queens and Long Island, so it's not like far right. He was sort of like a centrist Republican, I think.
Yeah, I think more this was kind of done to upset all the people that he's working with. You know, like not necessarily him.
What was done? You mean like exposing him? Or?
Leaking this? Yes,
Okay.
yes, exactly.
Oh, you're saying like a political operative, like a Republican leaked this?
No, I think a Democrat leaked this to create trouble because the Republicans don't want to get rid of him. Because you know the line about him is, hey, this guy lied. He lied about his credentials. He shouldn't be allowed into office. He shouldn't be allowed on committees. And the GOP is like, oh, we don't give a fuck. He's gonna be. And then so I think the view from whoever leaked this is like, oh, you don't give a fuck? Well, I'm going to show you how he does stuff that you do give a fuck about. Like, that's kind of how I see it. And go ahead.
But they like him so much. Like, what is so special about him that they need to put up with all this backstory?
I don't know that it's that anything special about him. I think they're just like, if he was removed from office, they'd have to have a new election. And I think they're just afraid that a Democrat would win back that seat.
Okay.
And their margin in the House is so small that every Republican counts, even if it's this guy.
Imagine if they all start turning up to be drag queens, and then like there's like 7 of them picked off because they were drag queens.
I would not be surprised at all.
And so because of this, we got the best, like arguably the best headline of the year, or what's going to be the best headline of the year, which is George Santos. I am not a drag queen and didn't let a dog die.
In that order.
Yes.
And so also, I guess now the representative in the neighboring district is annoyed with him because people are calling Santos's office and they're directing these people to the next district's office for complaints that they don't have any jurisdiction on. So it's very annoying to, like, he's pissing off his colleagues now. And the latest twist, you know, he's denied that he's a drag queen. Now there is video that has surfaced.
Oh, I didn't see this.
Of him in drag with that same dress.
He's blowing Ron Jeremy with that pimple right above his head. Oh, here we go. See,
there he is. What a vibrant smile from Georgina.
I feel like he was a lot more feminine in the still photo. Like, I think you can see his masculinity a little more.
And it's a very basic look.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, you
Yeah. Yeah,
it's
that's
very
first week
mall.
elimination on Drag Race.
Yes.
Wow. Fashion shaming of a drag queen.
No,
How
me and
dare
Rob
you.
are just very high level drag critics now, and we can
Oh.
call out poor drag.
We can call out off the rack drag when we see it.
He's
Fuck
putting
his
himself out there, guys. Come on. Be kind.
If you can't handle the criticism, don't come on the show. That's what we got.
Yeah, stay off the runway. Runway.
Tough
So yeah, that's the latest on George Santos. What crazy things will happen to him next week?
I literally believe anything at this point about that guy. It's just hilarious. I was saying this in our Discord that I sort of admire his commitment to being a dick.
Yeah.
Like on every level, there's never usually with these people, you could always like, if you want, you could find like one little nugget of, all right, here's the thing where they weren't a complete piece of shit. There isn't that for him yet. And I'm so like impressed by that like every thread you pull, there's a new shitty thing he did. It's just endless. It's very impressive.
Oh, actually, it looks like this morning, a new photo of Santos.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're about to do.
Damn it, I took too long. There he is. Right over here.
It's George's head poking right out of the navel.
Even his nipples are staring at that thing on his belly button. Like, can you believe that? Look at that thing.
It really is the perfect creepy photo. And you know, the uncensored version is even more disgusting because there's a penis in it.
Oh, and it's his.
Yeah.
It's not even a handsome penis.
What is she? Is she like in the act of sucking it, or is she like about to suck it, or what? I need a mental picture here.
So you see he's holding his penis, like knuckling it, and it's a very unflattering hand. Like Noah wouldn't like the hand for sure. You see some of his gray pubes under the hand.
Gnarled hand.
The penis is not in her mouth. It is just out of her mouth. Her tongue is sticking out with like a little spit at the end of it.
The Wire, remember from Sexual Jeopardy? Sid was very mad about.
And also, you know, I'm not showing even the worst part of the photo, which is his thighs.
Oh,
they are very disgusting. Let's see if I can.
Please don't risk it. Remember, Colin is only 16 years old, Rob.
What?
That's probably how old he was when he started listening, and he's still a baby to me.
Got a whole new pack of dogs to walk now. Whole new litter.
Walk around Jeremy's belly button.
You know, our banner soon is going to be
Like, what is this?
Oh, I'm getting a jigsaw puzzle being assembled. This is like concentration with Alex Trebek.
Is that pubic hair? Come on, Rob. We can't be like, stop it.
I feel like our whole banner is just going to be different parts of Ron Jeremy.
We're not going to have a banner. The show's going to be taken down. Rob showing Jeremy.
You're showing a almost convicted sex offender.
You're right. Let's get to something.
Do we even know that was a consensual? Do we even know that was a consensual engagement there?
I mean, I guess we don't.
Colin is 31 years old. That can't be true. Stop.
We've been doing this show for 14 years.
Jesus Christ.
He was a teenager.
God. Bless your heart, Colin. Thank you for sticking around.
My whole 40s were through this during this show.
During this particular show.
Yes. Well, looking at Ron Jeremy, it feels like 10 years worth of
will age you.
Worth of show.
The more you look at the belly button, the younger the belly button gets and the older you get.
It's gonna be a little infant. When Ron dies, he'll give birth to that thing.
Oh my God. It's a new Ron Jeremy. It just springs out.
The world can't survive without Ron Jeremy.
It's like on What We Do in the Shadows, spoiler alert, when Colin Robinson died, it hatched a new Colin Robinson.
You know, I don't get to turn off the show for a spoiler alert. Just saying.
No, sorry. I mean, it's a comedy show, so it doesn't really matter. It was wild for one episode, and then there was back to normal, basically. It was a great show, though. Great show. It's one of my favorite TV characters.
Have you seen?
Because it's basically you.
Yes, exactly.
You see, Kevin Can Fuck Himself.
Yes.
Yeah, good show.
I haven't finished the second season. I have to finish it up. I've
Highly
only watched the
recommend.
first episode.
It was good.
I remember the first episode. I felt like it was kind of like, oh no, has the idea run its course? But
I mean, they only did it for 2 seasons. There's
yeah. I'm saying, well, the first episode of the second season, I was kind of
no,
but it was good. Okay, I'll have to get back into
better. I think second one's better.
I think so too.
Well,
strong show.
Back to the world of music briefly. I want to talk about Gwen Stefani.
Oh boy,
you might remember in 2004. I'm sorry, in 2008, she released a album. I'm sorry, the album came out in 2004. Love Angel Music Baby.
Lamb.
And during the promotion of the album, she launched a fragrance called Harajuku Lovers, Harajuku being a city in Japan, and started traveling with 4 Harajuku girls, which were Japanese and Japanese American backup dancers. And they were kind of like her entourage. And she took on this sort of Japanese kawaii persona. Kawaii, of course, Japanese for happy. It's like a whole culture there of just like, oh, life is great. Peace signs, blah, blah, blah. And people accused her of appropriating Japanese culture, which is exactly what she was doing. And so she was recently interviewed about it and asked what she learned from her Harajuku era. And this is how she responded. She says, that was my Japanese influence. And I want to, before I say this, I want to say, I love Gwen Stefani. Not so much now as back then. Like, she was, like, I love No Doubt. I was all about No Doubt. All about Gwen Stefani. So happy for her when she did her solo stuff. Huge fan. But this stuff, well, like, what are you doing, girl? She goes, that was my Japanese influence. And that was a culture that was so rich with tradition, yet so futuristic, with so much attention to art and detail and discipline. And it was fascinating to me. I said, my God, I'm Japanese and I didn't know it. I am, Declaring herself a super fan of Japanese culture, Stefani defended herself against backlash she faced over her Harajuku era. Quote, if people are going to criticize me for being a fan of something beautiful and sharing that, then I think that doesn't feel right. I think it was a beautiful time of creativity, a time of the ping pong match between Harajuku culture and American culture. It should be okay to be inspired by other cultures, because if we're not allowed, then that's dividing people, right?
Here's the thing. If all she was doing was sharing that culture, that would be fine. If she was like, hey, check out this artist, or hey, check out this music, or whatever, fine. Right. But she wasn't sharing, she was selling it and then
she was co-opting it. Correct.
Yeah. Well, not sharing.
What have Japanese people weighed in on this? I haven't heard anyone.
Well, 1 second. There's just a little more. During our interview, Stefani asserted twice that she was Japanese, and once that she was a little bit of an Orange County girl, a little bit of a Japanese girl, and a little bit of an English girl. A representative for Stefani reached out the next day indicating that I misunderstood what Stefani was trying to convey. Allure later asked Stefani for an on-the-record comment or clarification of these remarks, and they declined to provide a statement or participate in a follow-up interview.
Yeah. They took Gwen's phone away.
She's like 55 now. She's like right next to Ron Jeremy in the dementia hospital.
It's true.
I mean, I may be the dissenting voice on here. I don't think that was like one of the most egregious examples of co-op. It's not like blackface or something. I don't know. That's my first reaction to it.
I mean, it's not like she's not losing her career, but I think also she's been criticized by Hispanic women for co-opting Cholo culture as well.
Mm-hmm.
And
but at least she grew up in that area of the country where that was a thing.
Right. That's actually what she says. She goes
something from a globe and say that's mine.
the music, the way the girls wore their makeup, the clothes they wore, that was my identity. Even though I'm Italian American, Irish, or whatever the mutt I am, that's who I became because those were my people. I would say the Cholo stuff is more forgivable than the Harajuku stuff.
Yes.
I mean, I'm like, I go back and forth on the co-opting.
Mm-hmm.
Like the idea that, you shouldn't be wearing Native American headdresses and stuff, because I do see it from both sides. But to err on the side of caution, I would avoid it.
I mean, to err on the side of caution is fine. I had no problem with that. I just think, though, well, first of all, you use the headdress as an example. I mean, that's like a religious thing to them. So that might be a little different if you wear that in a frivolous way. This is like being a hippie.
But even just like any sort of feathers.
What?
Yeah. I feel like they say they don't want you to wear even any sort of Native American feathers or anything, any animal feathers, anything of this. Like
I mean,
dream catcher.
If that's what they want, I think it's different also. That's why I asked if any Japanese people have commented on this, because I would weigh their opinion more than
I do believe there was like Asian American backlash for this.
In the moment, I recall. I mean, nobody really cared or paid attention. It didn't stop her. But I remember there were think pieces and whatnot. But it's just that stuff didn't then get the like groundswell that it does now, where it actually is brought into the mainstream discussion.
I'm saying whoever Harajuku is, he's probably very upset right now.
It's Gavin Rossdale's agent.
She's married to what's a Blake Shelton now?
Yeah.
Like, come on, girl.
What's wrong with Blake Shelton? I don't know. A legitimate question. I'm not defending.
He's just a mediocre country singer. I don't know that there's
Oh,
anything really stand out about him one way or the other.
I thought maybe he wore a headdress or something.
Probably at some point. But at least it was of a Native American that he himself scalped.
Oh, well,
So
that's earned. That's how you do it.
Yeah. That's how they don't let you perform at the Grand Ole Opry unless you kill a Native American.
Oh, is that true?
No, it's not true.
So Minnie Pearl, what does she have? Like a pocket full of scalps?
Wasn't that a Rage Against the Machine song there?
No, wait, no, that was
rally around the family. Pocket full of scalps.
All right. In other news, Rolling Stone a few weeks ago, at the top of the year, in fact, shared a list of the 200 greatest singers of all time. You guys see this list?
Where is Jamie Gillis on the list? Your top 20 also?
He's got a toilet bowl around his head.
Great acoustics.
So for some reason, people still get upset over these things. Like you said, it's just clickbait. It doesn't really matter. It's not where I think these pieces aren't something to be taken to heart. It's something to strike up a conversation like we're doing currently.
But I think,
but it's not like fact.
Well, you have to make sure, this is the one thing you do have to do when you do this. Okay, that whatever number you pick, 200, whatever it is, you have to make sure there's a certain number of you must hit this person, and if you're below that line and you miss a few that are on the borderline, it's fine. But it has to have like Prince in it. You know what I mean? It has to have Aretha Franklin in it. So you have to do that, and then whatever order you put them in, the people can jerk off forever and fucking argue and debate. You can't miss X, Y, and Z. Like, so that number has to be big enough to include all of those people. I think that's the one thing you have to get right when you do this type of thing.
Well, let's see. Well, all the way at number 200 or 199, rather, is
China.
Friend of the show, Glenn Danzig.
What? That was
He's a really good singer, man.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
But I wouldn't think that he would be on the radar of the people making this list. That's surprising. Billie Eilish, she just whispers. But all right, sure, she's famous.
No, she.
Let's put it this way. This is what my commentary on Billie Eilish. I think she's talented, but
polystyrene. Oh, I did not. There's like actual like punk people that. From X-Ray Specs, one of my favorite first wave British punk bands,
and also famous for AEW now, right? Because X song.
No, that's
is
X.
Oh, okay.
That's just X.
Oh, did I? Oh, I thought that was X-Ray Specs that did that song.
Which song?
No, just the
Oh,
Wild
I
Thing.
got you.
It's just
I got you.
X.
Oh yeah, X. Also a great band.
Had it backwards. Kelly Clarkson.
Brandy
great.
feels a little low.
Really?
She
I have
is-
no idea. Who is
That's it.
Anoni?
They mixed up the porn list. Sorry, MILF porn star.
Young Cook, I guess.
Big
Yes.
Gwen Stefani, big fan.
Frank Ocean, sure. Joan Baez, okay. Are we
Can we
going to
just
go
skip
through
to, like,
all
the
of them?
top 50? Yeah, let's just go to the top 50.
Wait, let's do who's number 69 in honor of Ron Jeremy.
I also want to see who just missed the top 100.
Yusu Endor.
Oh.
Okay, I know the name. I've never actually heard
Yeah.
him sing.
He was always over in the
Rihanna.
world
Yeah.
music thing in the record store.
Yeah,
Rihanna's a great performer, but is she considered a good singer? You know,
she's
Yeah,
famous, and her fans will savage you if you.
I love
disrespect
Rihanna.
her, so,
To
yeah.
be clear,
I think she's a very good singer. Minnie Riperton's
that's-
a great singer.
That's Maya Rudolph's mom, right?
Yes. That seems
Oh.
low too.
Bjork,
Bjork.
seems low at 64.
Rob, you know who Minnie Riperton
wow,
is?
Robert Plant 63.
Jesus Christ.
No, I don't.
Am
don't
I on
know.
this show here? Let's go.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I can't believe he's ranked this low.
Well, it's Rolling Stone magazine. They have a feud with Led Zeppelin.
It's true.
They do.
I know.
And I
Yes,
think
sir.
back in the day, they didn't give Zeppelin really the best reviews. So maybe
Yeah,
that
they gave
actually-
all their albums bad shitty reviews. So
I mean, Mick Jagger is a very tough editor. So that's
Kate Bush at 60.
Howlin' Wolf.
Howlin' Wolf.
see, he wanted to be number 13. He was campaigning, standing in front of that number 13. Lady Gaga, she's good.
Brian Wilson,
Sure.
sure.
Wilson.
Barry White. I
Barry
thought Barry White. Tina Turner, I thought would be better than 55. That's surprising.
Yeah.
Well, we got to see who the top ones are. Where they should have put Tina Turner.
There's Mick Jagger.
No.
Mick Jagger ahead of Tina Turner? Hmm.
Yeah, that's silly.
Sade.
I just want to
This
see who. Oh, good.
Go.
I want to know
Oh,
who
did you
just
see?
missed the
Just
top
missed the
100.
top 100. Let's see.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go back to 120. Charlie Rich,
Whatever.
Barrington Lee,
Oh.
One of my favorite
John
Jewish
Fogerty,
singers.
Patti Smith, Chet Baker.
He plays the fucking trumpet. He's
Yeah,
a singer.
it's a picture of him playing a fucking horn.
Is he even known for singing? I
Does that
all I know
count?
is I just know him as a trumpet player. I
Yeah,
mean,
I
I'm
guess
not
if you're using your mouth, then it counts. I don't know.
it's not a fucking kazoo, folks.
Is Rozelle going to be on the list because he's a beatboxer?
Yeah, fucking big.
Oh, Ozzy.
Bismarck.
Ozzy only at 112. That's also surprising. Fiona Apple, okay.
Yeah, she should be higher.
Huh? The Weekend. Okay. Oh wow, Roger Daltrey pretty low.
That much further back than Robert Plant. Interesting.
Yeah.
You also the people making this, like you have to be really like 70 to be a huge
Wow, Lou
fan
Reed,
at this
107.
point, don't you?
Yeah,
I
but that's who isn't that who works for Rolling Stone?
I think
Yeah, like, who are
50s
these-
more like- They're
I
oldish, but
I know a few writers for Rolling Stone, staff writers. They're actually they're
Oh,
my
name
age.
dropping.
I didn't drop any
Wow.
names.
yeah,
What are their names, Rob?
they keep
I'm not gonna-
you got to keep current. I'm sure they hire youngish people like
Yeah.
Mhm.
Eddie Vedder, sure.
He's a
Aaron
great
Neville.
singer. I don't know. It's more like the sound of the band that fits his voice, I think. Oh, Leonard Cohen. He should be higher too.
I'm surprised they showed the restraint to keep Taylor Swift outside of the top 100.
Yeah.
Gladys
Gladys
Knight,
Knight,
okay.
101.
She should be higher.
40 is Aaliyah.
Eh,
I mean, really?
that's-
Like over Robert Plant? You know,
Yeah,
like
she's not the best singer ever. Made some good catchy songs.
Louis Armstrong, sure. Curtis Mayfield.
He's
sure.
another one known for the fucking trumpet.
Van Morrison. Never got into him.
Never got
Kurt
a band.
Cobain. Sure.
No, come on.
you should be
great.
on the list. He had a distinct voice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great musician. Okay, fine.
His voice was better than Tom York's, and Tom York is at 34.
Is it better than Tom York?
I
don't
say so.
Mhm.
I would think so. David Bowie, all right.
David Bowie, surprising.
I mean, I like Nirvana better, but I don't know that he's a better singer.
Luther Vandross ahead of David Bowie. Fun fact, Luther Vandross used to be a backup singer for David Bowie.
The student has become the teacher.
I did not know that.
Hank Williams. Shaka Khan over Tina Turner.
Shaka Khan.
I think this segment might be the most Mike and the Mad Dog we've ever been.
Yeah.
It's just us looking over a list of things and commenting.
That's a bad job, Mikey. Bad job by Rolling Stone. Bad job. Paul McCartney. You're going to put Paul McCartney, only 26? That's a bad move. Bad move, dog. That's a bad
Mary J, 25. George Jones.
Just watched a TV show about him.
Paul McCartney, the Beatles. The Beatles.
Smokey Robinson, quite a looker as a young man.
Oh, you like it?
Really?
Yeah.
This is one of those where I just never like I've always said, I'm terrible at this game. I can never guess who's the hot guy.
Adele, excellent singer. Okay. Nina Simone, excellent singer.
Marvin Gaye, only 20. That's surprising. Frank Sinatra, only 19.
I feel it.
Cruz.
Elvis. Prince. What do you think of Prince, Rob? Your type?
No.
Shirtless here, a little chest hair, a little 8-pack.
It's very twinky.
No, yeah, a little too scrawny.
Maybe
really?
Too much of an alpha personality for.
I was just about to say that. Like he definitely does not have a twink personality.
He has a top vibe. Too much top vibes coming out of Prince here. You know.
All right.
He would definitely be the top.
Bob
Dylan. He didn't have a good voice. It was the lyrics, but all right.
Dumb.
Freddie Mercury, sure.
Patsy Cline,
sure.
Whatever.
John Lennon, okay.
Sure.
Whatever.
Little Richard.
Did I have to put all the Beatles in there individually?
Where's Ringo?
Yeah. Number 1. We're not there yet.
Al Green, sure. Otis Redding, fine.
Good. No.
Beyonce, you have to, or else.
Yeah,
they would burn the Rolling Stone offices to the ground if Beyonce.
No, she should be in there, but I don't know. That's kind of high.
It'd be the end of Rolling Stone if she wasn't in the top 10.
Stevie Wonder, okay.
They're probably mad that she's 8.
Did they really need to put the 2 blind black piano players back to back? Like,
yes, apparently.
That can't just be a coincidence, right? Like that has to somehow be intentional, and that's fucking weird. Billie Holiday, Mariah Carey, okay.
Who's number 1?
Sam Cooke, fine. Whitney,
wow,
Aretha has to be number 1, Aretha, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's fine.
Yeah. No Ella Fitzgerald. I didn't see her.
I'm sure she's on there somewhere, right?
Yeah. So, one name you noticed wasn't there.
Ron Jeremy.
Oh no. His belly button lips.
Darren.
Oh yeah.
Top 5 dead or alive belly buttons right now.
Celine Dion was not
nowhere on the top 200.
Good.
On the list, which I don't think is fair. I think she is an excellent vocal. Like you could criticize the content of her music, but she is a talented singer.
Isn't that part of it though? Like Bob Dylan is on there. That's like all content.
Yeah, clearly it's not just about like vocal talents. It's about impact, influence, all of it. But either way, like she's so influential. Like, when was the last time anyone went to a lame ass karaoke night where 5 people didn't do Celine Dion songs? Like, she will live on forever in that shit. Maybe it's an annoying influence, but it's global and it will be eternal.
Her heart will go on.
Yeah.
You're right. Like just like regardless of the quality of the music, the reach of it was so impactful that it is notable.
But isn't a lot of that just from James Cameron though?
I suppose.
But I mean,
that goes 2
ways.
She's
the one singing it.
I mean,
she's
I mean, she was in Titanic.
It's still the radio could have chose not to play a song.
I'm sorry, Mikey. She's not that good.
Okay.
No Bruce Springsteen.
So
we didn't see him.
Bruce, I didn't see him on the list too. Yeah.
Wait, so hold on. Back to Celine. So is there like a Celine hive that's angry about this?
Yes.
Apparently.
So now they are so angry, in fact, that they staged a protest outside of the Manhattan offices of Rolling Stone,
God
which is like,
damn it.
what are you doing with your lives?
Oh,
That you have the time to go protest a publication's office? Like, who cares? It's a list on the internet. How does this affect Celine Dion? That this one magazine didn't like cite her. Like, she's a fucking gazillionaire. She sold 10 million, like way more than that, but like 10 million copies of just that single. Like, she's fucking rich beyond your comprehension. She could buy Rolling Stone magazine, fire all those people, and shut down the magazine if she wanted to. What does she give a fuck what that magazine says? You do not need to protest under her behalf.
She's weeping into a golden Kleenex.
Yes, seriously.
Just live a life, you know. Just live a life.
I think
Ron Jeremy had 10,000 sexual experiences by the time each of those people were. He was the age of those people protesting.
I have to think it's the same. It's the Free Britney people. They just ran out of things to protest, so now they're just show up to any white woman.
But I feel the Free
being
Britney thing was a reasonable
Griner
protest.
What?
Griner or Spears?
No. Griner they didn't care about. They only cared about Spears.
No, the Spears thing I thought was valid, though. She was
sure, but a lot of those people protesting, I don't know. I don't think they were there because they care about human injustice.
Right. I'm going to say also the Quebecois type of people who love Celine Dion, probably not that concerned with Brittany Griner.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
For certain reasons.
Which we will get to in a moment.
Yeah. That's a good well, I guess we could get to that. I'm trying to see how many records has Celine Dion sold. I want to know.
Oh, you mean like number of records? I thought you meant how many albums she had.
250 million records she sold.
Out of how many albums? Like, what's her per album average? How many albums does she have? Like studio albums, let's say. I know there's probably best ofs and shit like that.
She's recognized as the priestess of pop. By whom? Where is the citation?
I named myself that.
Let's see.
Perez Hilton, I think, coined.
I gotta say, she did something I really loved. She did a song for Deadpool 2.
Really?
And they made a video with her in it, starring in it, where she does a Celine Dion style video, but Deadpool comes into it and starts doing choreographed balletic like dancing. It's fucking great. Fucking great. Google it. She had a very good sense of humor about it.
I had no idea that was a thing.
So she has 12 English studio albums and 15 French language studio albums.
Yeah, she's doing fine.
But that's honestly less than I thought. I thought she'd have way more albums than that.
She's such a true artist. It takes so much out of her to record an album, Darren, that she has to spread it out or else she would die.
I mean, Weird Al has like 15 albums.
He's same thing, just such an artist. Got to take time. Has he ever done a Celine Dion song?
No.
Huh.
Maybe in one of his polka parodies.
Okay.
She doesn't. I mean, how many songs does she have that are like how many like top 10 hits does she have?
I'd guess at least 5.
She had a bunch. She had a few even before. It's All Coming Back to Me.
Yeah, that's one.
Now.
That was one I would say.
Which is kind of like a rockin' song. Yeah,
it is.
It's pretty epic. It's like
it's
an
on the
song almost.
The guitar end of her cycle.
Wasn't she the one who did My Pussy Wetter Than SpongeBob?
Yes.
Yeah. Right. She is My Pussy Wetter Than SpongeBob. That's right. My pussy wetter than
what? That's Celine going, what? Let's
see. Oh, Dreaming of You? No, is that a Selena cover?
That's Selena. That's not a cover.
Well, Dreaming of You is something on the same album as It's All
is
Coming
it
Back.
I'm just maybe it is I don't know.
Yeah,
it's a good song for her to cover.
And then let's see.
I only know those two. Like, if I had to name a Celine Dion single, that's it. We're done. The Titanic song and the one you just said, All Coming Back to Me Now. I can't name it.
Popular-
I'm trying to name another
Yeah.
one. I can't.
All by myself.
What? That's what's his name? From the
me see.
70s did that one. All by myself. Gonna be. Who is that? Now it's bugging
Oh,
me.
she did a cover. She did a cover of it. It looks like, yeah.
Oh, okay. Who was the original? I have to look
The
that up.
Power of Love.
Okay.
You know,
But that's Huey Lewis in the news. Back to the Future.
She did it for the porn version.
Oh, no. The Power of Love is the one where it's like, 'cause I'm your lady.
Oh, okay. All right.
And you are my man.
I like the Huey Lewis version better. So that's 3. All right, fine. 40-year career. She's got 3 singles.
Let's see. There's something called I'm Alive.
Oh, thank goodness. Ron Jeremy almost can't say that.
Oh, this is just some weird song that came out after My Heart Will Go On that just got airplay just because of how
My
much
heart is still
airplay-
going on.
Yeah. But I don't really remember it. Let's see. Because You Loved Me?
Oh, I
Yeah,
did know that.
that was a good one. Yeah.
Because you love me. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So 4. We're up to a count of 4. And you're searching pretty hard. I think she just...
Oh, that's the way it is. Oh no, that's a bona fide hit.
What?
That's a bona fide post. Let me
I don't know that song at all.
Yeah.
When you want it the most, there's no easy way out.
That's her?
When
Okay.
you're ready to go.
I didn't know that was her.
Heart's something down. Don't give up on yourself.
There's no easy way out for that woman in that picture of Ron Jeremy.
Uh-huh.
So there we go.
You know what? In that picture, we haven't yet discussed the artwork on the wall.
Oh.
Let's go.
Can you zoom in on that, please?
This is just a little still life of some pottery.
Those are pictures of the pots he uses to collect the pus from his navel.
Like how much? What is the nightly rate on this motel room?
Oh my God, he probably owns it. No, stop it, Rob. Scroll back up. Come on. I don't want to see her eye.
Very
She's
wide-eyed.
help.
Yeah.
No way that woman is still alive. Sad as it is to say, she definitely has passed away. Fucking opioid epidemic.
Rob survives and she dies. What a shame.
That's right.
Someone, Dusty Rhodes Muffler points out that Celine Dion's late husband kind of looks like Ron Jeremy.
Oh, Renee passed away?
Mm-hmm.
R.I.P. Renee.
Oh, a while ago. He passed away like nearly a decade ago.
Has she remarried? What's she doing? Is she getting a dick from anyone else?
It was very tough.
Was that the same Renee that was JCVD's
Yes!
partner? Renee.
Peppering her vocal cords with kicks and chops.
That is how I stay fresh.
Loosens them up.
This is what her husband looked like for those.
Oh, he doesn't look right.
And he was like 25 years her senior or something like that. It was a very
how's his navel? You got a shot of that?
Oh my God.
I don't think there's any photos of Renee without her shirt on.
I saw a picture of Rob Reiner at the beach wearing a Speedo the other day.
Oh no.
Yeah. It's exactly what you're picturing. And
Does
it's like
he have I'm with her tramp stamp.
It's like a full-on HD picture too. It's not like blurry. It's like perfectly captured his essence. Did you find it, Rob?
Oh my God!
Is this worse than Ron Jeremy?
God. Oh, this is worse than Ron Jeremy.
It is. I have to say it's neck and neck. Also.
Oh, he is basically naked. Why, sir?
Is
Why?
this him?
Yes.
This is him?
Yeah, definitely him.
Oh, he is hairless.
It doesn't look like his face, but that is a
what is he
Speedo
doing?
that is a size too small.
It's
That
hanging on.
hammock is a size too small for his body.
Hanging off for dear life. He's got like a little pinprick penis imprint there too.
Oh my God.
Oh,
It's a butt crack shot of Rob Reiner.
If you're listening on audio, count your blessings.
And that is a flat ass.
Do you have a tattoo on his calf?
Yeah.
What is
His
that?
ass is like less wide than his stomach.
Let's see. I'm trying to load
What?
Goodness gracious. Dear God. That is
I wish I could one day be rich enough to be confident going out looking like this.
Oh,
It's just I could never imagine
I-
just
That doesn't look like his face. I don't know.
that's him. Come on, look at a
doesn't look like
a press photo of him next to that.
It's either him or the guy from Home Improvement.
You're thinking of him like from All in the Family. Like he looks like that now.
Yeah.
No, look, like here.
Yeah.
That's it. How's that not him?
I don't know.
It's the same guy.
It looks similar, but like the hairline is different. Where the yeah, I think so. I don't know. Where are the liver spots?
I mean,
That's just this is like a professional photo with great lighting. You're seeing all the
That's fair.
That's him. Come on. I'll be very disappointed if it's just some random fat guy.
it's Slobodan Milosevic.
It's just like
I mean, if I told you this was just some Yugoslavian strongman on vacation, you'd believe me.
this is just pre-NATO coup when he was all very carefree and happy, frolicking in the Red Sea or whatever. I don't know what's close to
It's red now.
Yugoslavia.
Wow, we've really seen a lot of some older male celebrities today.
Yeah.
This has been a tough episode.
Hey, Dusty Rhodes Muffler said fucking CD case ass. That's true. He has a square
point.
ass. Square. I used to say when a girl had a square ass, it was a positive, like that's a different kind of square ass, but like they would jam their ass into tight ass pants that were so tight that it would kind of turn it into a square, almost like a cube, because it just didn't fit.
I like that.
Yeah, me too. But this is a different kind of square.
That's next season of The White Lotus, I think, is what that picture was from.
Oh, they're filming now? I
Yeah.
didn't know he had taken up acting again.
Yeah, he's getting back into it at the end of his life. The way, what's his face? Judd Apatow got back into stand-up.
I didn't know that either. Is that so? Do we know the third season location now from this photo? Is it in Rob Reiner's living room?
Yeah, I actually have a photo
Jersey
from
Shore.
set. It's right here.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Oh.
That's a White Lotus coming out of his stomach.
This is this is Rob after looking at a Ron Jeremy photo.
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered.
All right.
Wow.
Do we want to look at this? Dusty says it reminds him of that pic of Yoko Ono's ass.
That might be.
Did we not?
Was that on the show? I may have misremembered.
It may have been just.
It's probably didn't her and John do that photo shoot where they were both naked? It's probably from that.
Yeah. It's both of them showing their butts.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah, and then we don't need to see. You could Google it.
She looked like
all
some linguini, I would say.
Yeah. John's packing though.
Uh-oh.
He's packing, you said?
Packing some butt.
Oh, bat.
He's got junk in that trunk.
Yeah. I think also the 70s, it was like that trend where women wore their hair, long hair, perfectly straight. And it made her look even skinnier than she was. It's like sort of a straight line effect.
Rob just G-chatted me and Darren the picture, and I'd say John has the more feminine figure than Yoko.
Let me go look at this. Oh, yeah. Oh, goodness. She looks like Grimace. Like if Grimace got in shape and lost weight.
It's like one of her butt cheeks is almost inverted.
Grimace.
By the way, do you know what that says in Spanish?
No, what does it say?
It says, whenever you feel sad, just remember that John Lennon had more butt cheeks than Yoko Ono.
Yeah.
That's what we were saying.
I don't know why that would cheer me up necessarily. I don't know how that, like, if you're feeling sad, that does anything for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
like,
all right.
oh, life sucks, but at least John had better cakes than Yoko Ono.
And then he got
That's
shot in the fucking face.
Yeah. What a waste of cakes, Rob. By the way, that's
so title.
Waste
Waste
of
of cakes.
That's such a good word, nalgas. Do you see that nalgas in that meme? That means butt cheeks. That's such a good word for butt cheeks, I would say. Spanish really nailed that one.
Good job,
And
Spanish.
when a woman has gigantic butt cheeks, she's called a nalgona. Adding on or ona is like it means something is big. It's that thing is big.
Okay.
If you have a spoon, it's cuchara, and cucharron is a ladle, for example. Nalgona is like fat ass.
I don't know why that's hilarious to me, but it is. I love it.
Getting some good tips here from Darren.
Nalgona. Sometimes you hear like Mexican guys around the neighborhood. A girl walks by, and nalgona.
I like that because unless the girl they're talking about is Spanish speaking, that at least it's almost like a victimless crime because you're getting catcalled, but you don't know really. You don't know what they're saying.
A funny story. I was coming home from work years and years ago. And
did you get catcalled?
No, I only saw this as a third-party observer. But I was on the 42nd Street train station platform, and these girls were standing around, maybe 20 or late teens, like 19, 20, and they're just talking, mind their business. And these two dudes walked by, maybe about the same age. It was Latina girls and black guys. The guy walks by them, and he goes, "Grande culo," like in broken Spanish. And she just went for it. She was like, "Oh my God, you're so stupid." Like, and they started talking. He got her number from going "Grande culo."
Wow. Don't try this at home, kids.
From my experience, like, for some reason, like, I always see black people, like, their approach to picking up Spanish girls is to say something in Spanish, like when they don't speak Spanish. I think that's so fascinating.
I guess the effort is appreciated.
Yeah.
What Spanish phrase do you say to girls when you want to pick them up, Darren?
I don't. I feel like that's tacky. If I even though I speak Spanish, but here's why I think that. I do speak Spanish, but I'm a white guy. So when they see you approaching, it becomes like a Gwen Stefani, like I'm appropriating. They just think I'm using it as a pickup line. So I feel like it seems inauthentic, although even though it happens not to be, I don't want that to be how I open the door to them.
Makes sense. Yeah.
But there are a lot of times when I do meet someone who happens to be from a Spanish-speaking culture, they're shocked that I speak Spanish. And I've had the experience, and I'm not doing it cynically, like it's just being myself, but I've had the experience where it's made me closer to people, because
it's like your secret.
They're like, wow, you like understand my culture. And I'm not doing it's not like I'm reading a book like how to get in this girl's brain. Like it's just I live in New York and I happen to speak Spanish and I know, and they're just but white people are often like disconnected from that. Yeah. So it's like not a secret weapon. That makes it sound like I'm just trying to get in their ass or whatever.
Rob, what do you say to Spanish dudes when you're trying to pick them up?
Oh, grande culo.
He's not saying no. He's not disagreeing.
I mean, I am going to say that now. I'll tell you what.
You're just on Grindr. You're just going to send 30 messages to guys.
Grande
Just to control V it. You don't even need to type it out every time. Get it on that clip.
Works.
Make a keyboard macro for grande culo.
Yeah, just the iPhone shortcut.
Well, I know it has a 1-for-1 success rate in my experience. I saw it happen.
Do we want to quickly get to this question from the Discord that we got this week? Or do we want to save that for next week?
Any question. I'm open to any questions. It's something that's going to take a long time because we're like 3 minutes over.
I don't know. Maybe.
We could save this for next week.
Okay. Sorry, Gabagool. You're going to have to wait another week.
But we will talk about our Spotify picks every week. We each pick a song, throw it on our Spotify playlist. You can listen for free whenever you want. Just search RIPL Livecast Music Break. And my pick this week is from Jamie XX. It's called Kill Them. And I thought this was a artist of black descent, but it turns out it's just some British white guy.
Oh, he's just appropriating culture, you're saying?
Yeah, kind of. It's a very fun electronic song with like.
Is he from the band The XX? Isn't that a band? Is it one of those things where he takes on the last name of his band name?
No, I don't think so. He's just this young guy.
Mm.
He's a beat maker and a producer.
And what made you think he was black?
The
Say
song
something problematic
sounds like,
now, right?
huh?
Say something problematic now.
I will not say anything problematic, but the song sounds like it has elements of the culture, let's say.
So he's appropriating.
But like hip hop
Yeah.
culture or Jamaican like Kill Bill
Yeah, like
sounds
it's like kind of like a R&B, kind of like what's his name? Sean Paul kind of song.
oh, dance hall.
Like that kind of dance hall. Thank you.
Interesting.
But it's a really, really great beat, and it's been stuck in my head.
We we never recorded this, but I wrote a parody of a Sean Paul song once to play on the WBCR show.
Oh wow!
With the Russian guy singing it, I think it would have been our masterwork of that show.
Oh.
We just never. The show ended like right when I was about to record it. We just stopped doing it.
What was the bit? I forgot.
It was I'll show you the lyrics off the air. I don't know if I might not. I don't remember. I have to vet them before I start singing it because we used to do a lot of offensive stuff back then. I have it in a file. Go ahead.
Say again, Darren. What were you saying?
No, I said I have it in a file. I'll send it later.
I picked the song Morning New Disease by the band Jets to Brazil because it was in my head when I woke up yesterday, and it has the word morning in it, and it was the morning time, and I thought that was interesting. And it's a good song. It's the follow-up band from the lead singer, Jawbreaker. And they're good. Jets to Brazil. But now Jawbreaker's back, so no more Jets to Brazil. But it's a good song. Darren, what'd you pick?
I picked a guy that I had really never heard of, but I'm sure you two know because you're more deeply into music. Tony O'Kay, you know him?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, he's more famous for writing other people's songs, but he did this one song that I found because of Weird Al. It turned out he's like one of Weird Al's favorite artists in history.
Oh wow!
This song is called HATRED, and it's like a really really sick like breakup song, like I hate you, I can't believe we. And I wanted to play it last week, and then I reminded myself that I'm going to be talking about breaking up with my wife, and it was a bad week because I don't feel that way about her at all, so I didn't want it to be misconstrued as this is somehow related. But I waited a week, and this is such a great song. It's like kind of punk-ish,
okay,
but he's not a punk artist. Like a lot of his stuff is just straight up pop and like kind of rocky pop, I would say.
When is this from?
This is from the early. Oh, this song is from the late 70s, but it's like a first album, and it's his first album, and then he had like a million albums after. So like he's more famous for his 80s work. But Weird Al said this is his favorite artist, and he also did a song that's basically a style parody of just this song. It's basically doing the song over in another way, like it's not a straight parody. And that one is called I Was Only Kidding. I highly recommend. I think you both would fucking love this guy, especially this song.
Interesting. Okay, I'll check it out. Thank you.
My pleasure.
And of course, I want to mention our Patreon, patreon.com/RIP Livecast. Get access to 2 bonus episodes a month, our entire archive of over 2 years of bonus episodes. And you get to support your favorite podcast, which is us. And we always appreciate that. You can go to patreon.com/RIP Livecast. This month, we have a 2-parter, both parts now up, where we go through the entire 4 episodes of Sharon Osbourne's brutal documentary about like reclaiming her time or whatever the fuck. But it was a great excuse to make jokes about her, about Ozzy, about the whole sitch, and we had a really fun time with it. So you can check that out on our Patreon, as well as a bevy of archived watch-alongs. We watch movies like the Kiss movie. We watched The Love Guru recently, which was very painful. We watched Zootopia, which was mildly offensive. Back in the day, we watched Cannibal Holocaust, which was a stomach turner in a different way.
I love that movie. So
a whole vault of things to watch in our Patreon, and you get to support us, and we'd really appreciate that. Patreon.com/RIP Livecast. $10 a month, you get to be a top Livecast fan, which gets you a shout out at the end of the show, which is right now. How are we doing this?
You're the voice of Ron Jeremy's belly button.
I don't. What does that even mean?
I don't know. You figure it out. You're
Poking
talented,
through.
improv.
I'll give you a scene, a play scene. Here we go. I'm your director. You're Ron Jeremy's distended navel. You're poking your head out into the world. You know nothing of the world, and you see this woman slobbering on his penis. It's your first tactile experience in the universe. Go, scene.
Eric? Benjamin? Dan R. Sam, I am. Mindy Mayer's Kippa. Gender. Cattle decaf. Robin Vampiro. Hugo likes tacos. Lando Tanks. LaCroix. Corey and Scotty H.
You're Tim Allen all of a
Doug
sudden.
Pigman. Douglas, who are you, Levison? Hey guys, it's Josh. That was the belly button going back in the belly because I just couldn't take it anymore. That's our show, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to Ron Jeremy's belly button. Not so much the rest of him. We'll be back next Sunday. We're not airing next Saturday. We're going to be on next Sunday night, 6 p.m. Eastern-ish. So if you're on the West Coast, you can maybe tune in live and hang out with us next Sunday.
Yeah.
Love ya. Bye-bye.
Bye.